People who prioritized careers in their 20s and neglected dating life. How did you end up? Pretty much how I imagined. Still single, but making good money. That's the vast majority of medical students. Now I'm unemployed and I don't have a girlfriend. Things worked out. In my late 20s I was more self-assured and knew what I had to offer people. And after a good but ultimately doomed relationship before the end of my 20s, I came out finding myself much more interesting to women and far more confident. Let's just say that having a good career really helped on dating apps. Being single with money is better than being single and broke. Good career. Married with 2 kids. No debt. Wife is as Psalm as she wants to be. Not a lot of problems really. Last year I bought the business I had worked for when I was a teenager. Once I'm done paying off the old man, I'll make $300,000 at 30 years old. I don't care about dating anymore, so I'm doing great. After my career started, girls were the one approaching me and I was doing the filtering. It matters. Now after 5 relationships, I have a fiancé and will be married next year. Late 30s, still single with a decent amount of money and assets. Graduated bit over about 2 years ago. Got really awesome job doing engineering. So far still single. Starting to do dating apps since I don't wanna die alone lol. But so far no dice. Having a fantastic life. It can, for some, mean you miss out on a lot of dating experiences that help you mature. It can also mean that you sort of lose sight of what really matters. And then you look back at your life and wonder what happened. It is great to focus on your career, but you should never neglect your personal life. Your personal life is your life. The career is frosting. I am in my 40s. And right where I want to be in my life and my career. I've got a house with a pool. I just bought the used sports car I've always wanted. And my wife and I are expecting our first child. I am so glad I didn't rush things. Even though I am concerned about being an older father. A guy that works for me is 2 years older than me. And he's a grandfather. It's so weird, I still feel like a teenager most days. I'm now a 31-year-old virgin who makes 6 figures and owns a home. But doesn't have anyone to celebrate with aside from family members. Decent career. Inch my way out if debt with only a small left to pay and single 7 years. Can't complain. Never been on a date and I'm in my 40s, lots of money though? I like my job. I'm out of my depth when it comes to dating relationships, so I feel no regret. My life is significantly better than it was when I was 16, 18, 21, and so on. Great career. Good life with stability and growth. Still single after a few long-term and some short-term relationships. Looking to settle down with someone but currently very content. Tough to be upset with near absolute freedom. Got married, bought a house and planning on having kids. Single and unemployed. Because you haven't learned the powerful and important lesson. When to walk away. You can't make someone love you. And you shouldn't compel or resent them for not loving you back. There are few crueler forms of emotional torture than unreciprocated love. You are a human being. As deserved. Doing okay. Build up in my 20s. Bought a house at 27. Got married at 28. Married 28 years. Widower. Kids are grown. Still have the house. At the top. Sacrificing years of your life for a consistent career and financial stability was absolutely the best decision I have ever made. I've always been the type of guy who can buy anything. At any given time that I wanted. And, ironically, I hardly own shit. The simple fact that I'm able to afford to buy stuff at any given moment gives me peace of mind. When it comes to my dating life, I spent just as much time getting fit and investing in my health and looks. So yeah, I'm doing fine. Retired. But I didn't neglect dating. That was a low priority. Chase security. And the rest will follow. I just didn't want to get married. I like my life. I'm ugly as shit, so I kinda had no choice but to just work and do hobbies. Not like I had anyone to spend that time with besides. Incredibly rich and equally lonely. I kinda regret, but I got a wonderful girlfriend now, so I can't complain. I decided not to prioritize relationships cause I knew I wasn't gonna stay where I was and planned to move, but then Rona happened and I kept thinking I'll be moving soon once I change companies for almost 5 years, and I just moved in July. I have a decent salary as a remote worker and my wife runs a cleaning business on the side. Together we have 6 kids, with 2 of them older and out of the house already. Overall we sometimes get close to struggling, but I make it all work in the end. It was definitely worth it to be where I am today. Happily married and employed, although alarmingly little hair and kinda pudgy. I prioritized my career and self-development over long-term relationships. I wasn't a complete person, so I never felt like I could take a relationship seriously. Like, I don't even know who I am. How could you possibly know who I am? I did have one relationship in my mid-20s that looked like it could have gone all the way. But, unfortunately, she was also not a complete person. Too many mistakes to survive. My 20s were full of schooling, internships, multiple careers, and multiple short-term relationships. It's all paid off in my 30s. Great career, house, and relationship. A hockey team worth of kids is up next. Lol. Got laid off. Now poor in relationship less. Figured I'd at least be able to be attractive to the gold diggers. I did that in my early 20s and now I have a stable career and pull at 28. Millionaire before 30, multi-millionaire in early 30s. Single but very happy. Bad bro LMAO, always chasing a check. Secure the girl first, you'll be working till you're 70 anyway. Didn't start dating until 27. Not sure that counts. Set up career. Got my own house. Was doing well. Dating was a non-issue. Went through a good amount of dates, girls. 2 longer relationships, then met my wife at 30 and been together since then. So worked out just fine. I'm 29 and have never had a BF. Had sex for the first time this summer. I will always choose the checks over sex. Nothing that one woman can offer me than another one can't. Makes me mad how many of my friends choose to just chase and impress women every other day rather than prioritize their future. I'm married with 2 kids at 35 years old with close to 1M net worth. Why can't you do both? Extremely well off but lonely. 39, single, but hey, I'm middle class now. I should have just socialized, lol. Lonely and boring. 37M engineer who makes good money. Travels the world. And now have crippling anxiety around women because of my lack of dating history. I aged out of the dating market. I tried to get into it in my early 30s. But what had once seemed like a vast ocean had turned into a dry, barren wasteland with just a few polluted puddles to fish in. I turned into a bitter, jaded, undateable like those I kept encountering. So I just gave up. Single and happy is better than stressed and looking. Should be noted, I got royally fucked by the housing bubble crash. So my career progress was all for not getting to basically start that all over again at the same time. So I didn't have the benefit of an established career. And that's the primary thing women in their 30s are looking for. 30. Single. No kids. Not interested in dating anymore when by and large I just see dangerous or disgusting people.